Account security is something that should not be taken lightly. If one of your accounts gets hijacked, you could lose access to your games, your details, or even a shed loads of money. Even Steam was recently compromised by what was a pretty serious user profile exploit, which left us all wondering, is it just a matter of time before we're all
Just a couple of days ago, Reddit and Steam users discovered that the Steam platform had a huge security vulnerability linked to people's profile pages. The exploit enabled anyone with the necessary coding know-how to take advantage of a script vulnerability that was present in Steam profile pages. Coders could use the exploit to inject their own malicious code into the profile page, so if a user viewed that infected profile, the code would be downloaded onto their machine. This would have allowed hackers to take control of that person's Steam account or even their entire PC. Luckily, friendly users spotted this pretty quickly and Valve fixed the problem as soon as possible, but if this had gone unnoticed, Steam could have been the subject of a hacking epidemic.
With Steam being such a huge platform, holding most of the PC market share and most PC gamers being reliant on it, an exploit of the system would have had dire consequences for Valve, including a number of people losing access to their libraries and possibly their payment details. Let's look back to the PlayStation Network hack that happened in 2011. After an intrusion by hackers, Sony had to take the PlayStation Network offline for almost a month, and around 77 million user accounts were exposed. This almost destroyed the PlayStation Network because Sony didn't take security seriously and failed to protect their users. This shows just how vulnerable we really are, and this left us wondering if our accounts are actually safe. What is scary about this hack is that all you had to do was literally look at an affected user profile and you were hacked. You didn't have to download anything, you didn't have to click anything. You just go and look, it happened to appear on your screen. That's it, you're hacked. Your details are gone.
Whenever you go on a web page, your JavaScript kicks in, you're downloading some content onto your computer, kind of temporary files and all that kind of thing. Loads of material, loads of files are flying towards your computer all the time. In this way, they could send just a little bit of code in the middle of all that. Before you know it, they can take over your entire computer. So it is pretty scary. However, Valve did sort it out pretty quickly, didn't they? It was like 20 minutes or something like that.
That's the thing though, everything you need an account for these days. You need to have a password and put in your email address. So many different avenues for your details to be exposed, because if these people who have your details don't take it seriously, like the PlayStation Network is the prime example, your information could be out there for anybody. So, I mean, it's scary in this day and age where, things like this is what happened on Steam recently, that you don't even have to click on anything and you can be exposed like that.
Any of your online activity, it does require a sign-in of some sort, like commenting, shopping. Everywhere you go, you need to put your contact details in, maybe even your date of birth, your home address, things like that. Even if you don't want to buy anything, some sites require you to give their payment information just for the privilege of having an account on there. Quite scary. It's just the price you pay for the internet age, I guess. So when everyone requires you to make a separate account just to play their games, it simply puts you at an ever greater risk of being hacked. For example, as a PC gamer, it's very likely you'll have a Steam account, a Uplay account, you'll have something on Origin, Battle.net, and GOG at the very least. They all require you to make an account to use the service, but all of them have varying strengths in security. All of these accounts offer two-factor authentication, but only GOG has it enabled by default, so straight away, your account isn't going to be as safe as it can be without you taking those extra steps to make it so. And scammers do take advantage of this. For example, Battle.net is heavily targeted by scammers on World of Warcraft who frequently try to scam people out of their items, some of which have real-world value. Steam accounts are targeted by scammers on Dota 2 and CSGO who try to get access to Steam inventories, which again have real monetary value because skins and so on can sell for up to thousands of dollars depending on their rarity. But using two-factor authentication can stop this sort of behavior because it requires physical input. Whilst this stops scammers, it won't stop determined hackers who target companies directly.
Over the years, many games companies have been subject to hacks. Bethesda, Blizzard, Sega, and Sony, for example, have all been hacked and had account information compromised in some way. This again reiterates just how at risk we all are because we are encouraged to make an account for everything. There is even a website called haveibeenpwned.com that lets you search a database of leaks using your email address. The site will tell you if one of the services that you use or have used in the past was hacked and if your details were compromised. We used this website recently, just a bit of research, haveibeenpwned.com. It's pretty awesome. What what I was most surprised at? That there was a site like Patreon, or Patreon as some people call it, that I use with my other YouTube activity. I wasn't aware that they had a hack a couple of years ago, and my details might have been compromised then. It's these type of things that you don't get notified when these companies get hacked and your details are out there. You don't even know about it. They don't tell you. This is a handy site, so I advise everyone to go and check it out and change your passwords regularly. That's all you can say, really.
Without this site, you've got to like rely on the news cycle pretty much. If there's articles floating around online that some website was compromised, which is not a very good state of affairs, really. There needs to be some sort of system in place or some sort of countermeasure to this kind of thing. If you are required to give someone a password and email address, they've kind of got a responsibility over that information. They should be telling you immediately, as soon as they even suspect that it's been compromised. It should just be the state of play, really. You need that website there because the companies themselves aren't doing it, aren't filling in that kind of, that need for notifying people that their information might be at risk.
So go find out right now. Have you been pwned?
It is weirdly enjoyable, actually.
Finding out if you've been pwned.
Have I been pwned? Video game companies in particular want you to create an account with them because they want you to be reliant on their distribution service. Keeping a game locked behind a distribution service like Uplay, for example, gets them 100% of the sales, and they don't have to give a cut to any other retailer. It's the reason why EA has Origin, why Ubisoft has Uplay, as I mentioned. They have their own store platforms because they don't want to give a percentage of the sale over to Valve, who would otherwise sell the game for them on Steam. They would rather keep all the money to themselves, and who can blame them? Not only do they get 100% of the cut from video game sales, they also get a lovely secondary source of income when they sell all of your contact details on to their partners and advertisers. Win-win for us, right?
That's it from us for today, guys. Why don't you let us know down in the comment section below if you've been affected by any of the issues we discussed today. Hit the like button if you enjoyed the video. Subscribe if you're new around here. Check out more of our content around about here on the screen, and we'll see you again next time. Until then, bye for now.